Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Adriana and I am a growth mindset life coach, and I help women who are struggling with their self-worth be able to reframe their mind and see themselves worthy in every area of their life. Now on my channel though, because I do my sessions a little bit different, I give a lot of perspective and I share some tips, the things that I don't normally do in a coaching session, because as a life coach, a lot of people think I just give answers and I'm just this guru, and that's not the case. I actually provide support and guidance. I help with transformation, I help with perspective, I help with clarity. And so on this channel, I love to be able to share things that I can't necessarily, or it's not appropriate for me to share in my session. This also gets to let you guys see what I've been through as a life coach and why I'm able to help my clients. And so if you think you would be interested in this type of content, go ahead and make sure that you hit the subscribe button, also like it, and hit the notification bell. And we're going to get into today's video where I'm going to be talking to you guys about being an influencer. But before I do, let me make a comment. My window is open and I absolutely love when I can have my window open. I live by the mountains and I'm looking at the most beautiful mountains with spotted colored leaves. We're in fall and I have grass underneath me and there's wind blowing, so hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. I just wanted to have the window open while I record the video. It relaxes me and I just feel fresh and free. So just wanted to tell you guys that if you're wondering, are you in the middle of the street recording this video? No, I am upstairs in my bedroom, but the window is open and I do live by streets, so you may hear an occasional car, but hopefully that does not distract you from today's topic. Now, for those of you who are interested in becoming an influencer, I think that you should know that it is not for everyone. How do I know this? Because I actually attempted to be an influencer, but now I have to tell you what kind of influencer I wanted to do and my motivation behind it. So I always love to help people. I always like to give them information because some people don't know how much better their lives could be if they use a different product or if they're looking for a really good snack or whatever. I love to give that information. So I wanted to be an influencer because I use well-known brands like Dunkin' Donuts. I use Pillsbury Doughboy. I use those brands that people use. I use now that I'm doing the video, like Simply Orange, I can't think. I use Sara Lee bread. I use Cheerios, all the brands you can think about. I love candles. So I was like, I want to be an influencer that uses like daily, products, and I can promote them. And that's the kind of influencer I want to be. Like, why not get paid using the products that I love, right? Thought it would be simple, thought it would be easy. I've been perfecting how I take my pictures. I have a beautiful family, and I thought, let's have at it. And so I started looking into how to be an influencer, of course, on my own, because who doesn't want to start for free? Sometimes thinking like you can piece things together and keep up with the trends all by yourself. And then I realized being an influencer can take a lot of work, and you can do it part-time, but things are always changing. The algorithm is always changing. And I did invest in a coach, because I think a coach should have a coach, and the coach I was having was basically explaining the whole social media influencer world, and it's so advanced, it's so complex, because you have certain coaches and certain influencers getting all these views and they don't have hashtags, or they have all these views and they don't have hashtags. So now it has to do with the timing of the video, and then the algorithm's changing, and then you find out that there's more algorithms. There's one for the story, there's one for reels, there's one for carousels, and there's a lot of different information that you have to kind of piece together. So when you just think like people, like they just take the pictures and they just take it, and you just think they're just naturally an influencer. But no, there's a lot of hours, there's a lot of things that go into being an influencer. Some batch their content, which means that they will spend a Saturday or a couple hours and have multiple outfits, multiple accessories, multiple poses, and they will do all that. And throughout the week, they will, either plan it in different apps that will schedule it out, or some people do it day by day, but it is a lot of effort and it's a lot of work. I think a lot of people just think you post a video and it goes viral, and I think the more people focus on going viral, it doesn't go viral. And something else I realized about the social media is that what I wanted to do, now this is just me, so I'm just trying to give you perspective for my situation. If you want to be a social media influencer and go out there, I would say go ahead and do it. I know though, you may not be a successful social media influencer if you do struggle with your self-worth. Even if you get a coach that will help you with marketing, I realize you can get all the marketing done, you can have a beautiful page, but if you're not confident because you're not worthy, you feel that you're not worthy of that, and you're feeling like nobody's going to notice me, nobody's going to give me attention, I'm afraid to reach out to people and brands and ask for what I'm paid for, I don't want to tell a brand to charge me I don't want to ask a brand that might charge for, pictures or reels or stories or lives is $500. I'll settle for $50. If you're not confident and don't know your worth, you will be getting taken advantage of, because a brand is not going to say, really, you should be charging more. They're going to say, oh, she's really cheap, let's use her. So you have to be confident in what you're doing. So if you struggle with self-worth, we need to talk. First of all, because as you remember, I help women do that. So I don't want you getting taken advantage of, and I want you to be able to see yourself as worthy in all areas of your life. And when you do, you will, number one, stand in your power, and number two, be unstoppable. So anyway, rant is over. Another thing I realized about being an influencer was I thought that if I took pictures really well, I tagged companies, that they would notice. And in order for a company to notice you, my coach was telling me you have to tag them basically every single day, interact with their stuff every single day, on top of doing your own and trying to reach out to other people and make your content. And you basically have to chase down these brands. But you can also find out their email and find out the person who's in charge of marketing, and you can go that route. But you don't really want to have a conversation in your DM about a contract and having a media kit. There's so much stuff. Some businesses require it, some don't. A lot of businesses want to do a collaboration where you are spending money first and then you get a discount, but they're not trying to pay you. I realized that with the brands that I liked and wanted, either they really didn't act on their social media as much, or they wanted models. So even for my daughter, Little Tykes and those really big, I think it was Leapfrog, some of those brands I absolutely loved, even for her, they only work with models. And being a model in that industry, how it's all set up, and it just is too much. So I realized, I'm like, well, maybe I don't want to be an influencer, because it's not what everybody portrays it to be, where it's just like you go there and you go viral, right? And then also I noticed, and I could be wrong, again, I'm not saying I'm a social media pro, but I realized like a lot of people who have a lot of views, 100,000 views, sometimes people can get them from posting a video within a week or two or right away. There's been videos that my daughter, she's gotten 1,500, 1,200, 1,100, and I've tried to post them at different times. But some of those bigger number videos, I realized that they're just constantly, getting kicked up into the algorithm, and they're from months ago. So it's like, not like that person immediately went viral or blew up, but because of consistent algorithm changes, I think sometimes it works in their favor. So just understand that being an influencer is not, like I said, for everybody, because it requires a lot of time. And with influencers, it's contracts that you can do. A brand may work with you once or twice, but a lot of these influencers, they have other streams of income. They're just not necessarily social media. So just be careful, because I think a lot of people are either intentionally or not trying to mislead people and sign them up for their courses and their programs, making them think that they can do exactly what they're doing, but you see they're still making money because they have people signing up for their stuff. So I would just say, keep that in mind. Understand the platforms. Instagram is one of the hardest platforms to grow on, as far as like, YouTube. Well, not YouTube. Well, YouTube is hard too, clearly. YouTube is probably the hardest, but as far as like social media, like friends and follows and that type of thing, I would say that Instagram is nowhere near a TikTok or even like a Twitter. I realize on Instagram, I lose followers all the time. And I also realize that it's harder to grow on Instagram. Even though I grew my daughter's account, it's still taking longer than, was it TikTok? So just knowing where you want to influence on. But I feel like TikTok, that's a whole different monster. So if you're going to be an influencer, let's talk about that. Because I told you, I'm not trying to discourage you. I just want to provide you perspective. You want to know where you're going to flourish. Know your niche, what you're trying to do, and realize that, I won't say that it's saturated, but you have a lot of people out there. And I mean, it's just so fast paced. So if you're not fast paced, if you're not organized, if you get overwhelmed easily, if you can't focus, you see something and then you want to go duplicate it, it's going to throw you off of what you're working on. So social media is one of those things that you have to use to your advantage. But at the same time, if you're not confident and you're just thinking you want to try it out and see. There's nothing wrong with trying stuff out. And I think that that's the only way I realized if I didn't go through that, then I wouldn't have known, and I would probably start still trying to pursue that type of lifestyle. But I already kind of knew down inside that it wasn't aligned with my soul's purpose. I realized it was just something I had to kind of filter out, because I'm like, I want to help people. See, that was my thing. I wanted to help people, but the way that I was helping people it just didn't sit the same way. I was like, yeah, this is helping people and informing people, but it's not hitting home for me. So once the life coach things came to me, I was like, that's it. It aligns with my soul purpose. Now, write that down. If you are in a place of just, trying to figure out what you're doing, and you're like, I can't really explain to you guys why I'm doing this or whatever, just say it aligns with my soul purpose. That's just a way to shut people down, not in a negative way, but that way they can't really push back. Like, I'm doing this because it aligns with my soul purpose. People ask, why are you being a life coach? It aligns with my soul purpose. Why are you becoming a astronaut? Because it aligns with my soul purpose. Why are you going back to school? Because it aligns with my soul purpose, because whatever you're going back to school for is going to help you be able to learn and master the things to do what your soul purpose is. And like I said, as a life coach, I'm here to help and to provide clarity and provide guidance. So if there is something that you want to do and you maybe don't have the confidence, or just feel like maybe you're not worthy of whatever it is, from owning a business to starting a line of makeup or whatever the case is, I am here for you and I'm here for it. So make sure you hit me up on I was trying to say social media. Yes. Make sure you message me on my Instagram, and I will put that below. And guys, comment below if you have tried the Instagram influencer TikTok route. Let me know if it aligns with your soul purpose. Let me know if you're still trying to figure out what your soul purpose is. Let me know if you work with a life coach and you're just not seeming to get the results that you want, the transformation that you want. Make sure you hit me up in the comments so I can reach out to you, because I would love to give it a try to help you be able to see yourself worthy in all areas of your life. I love to see people win, including you. All right, guys, until the next video, love and light, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.